Supreme Ruler at this point has established itself as a very competent global strategy game, and with backings from companies like Paradox, only had room to grow, and in May of 2014, it stepped it up another notch.
Supreme Ruler 1936 was released to massive hype, proven by my most viewed video of all time, which is a playthrough of Germany in the beta for 1936, and looked to push the Supreme Ruler brand into a larger audience of strategy gamers by going into the popular historical era World War II. The game itself borrows graphics and UI from Cold War, but updated them both mechanically and graphically, and the game does look really nice by comparison. The game has an extensive campaign and sandbox mode. The campaign follows the events of World War II very well no matter who you play as, but the game still has the problem of you going off the path of history and still trying to push its own agenda. This can lead to conflict with objectives and even stall the campaign out entirely. This is a hard thing to fix though, so I can't blame BattleGoat too much since they want the freedom of a strategy game, but the campaign as well to pull in new players, and the conflict between the zones is hard to iron out without pissing one of the groups off. The sandbox mode is a mayhem of fun. There are objectives that you can complete for achievements, or you can go full out roleplay and do your own damn thing. The only major annoyance I have is the lack of nations. I realize that this is still a time of colonies, but they could have implemented a way to play as those colonies to give you more countries to war and play as. Speaking of colonies, a huge plus is your ability to actually invade them. Say you war Britain, for example. You can then, instead of directly going for Britain's homeland, go for its colonies to weaken its economy and global influence. They will come after you with their military, but it adds a lot to the gameplay to fight them in 3 colonies, rather than your typical frontline assault on their home nation. The UI and economy is generally the same except for the introduction of rubber, which makes sense for the time period. Warring people is also the same. Take your units and attack, though the Merchant Marine is still here, making sea invasions easy and creating a need for naval defenses, creating another element to work on which keeps the player busy and interested.
Overall, Supreme Ruler 1936 is a decent entry to the series and did its history homework very, very well. The sandbox is still quite fun, though of the gripes that I had, and the campaign actually is quite interesting, and it's interesting to go on your own path and also then to follow the actual storyline to see what happens as things progress into World War II. Now, it's not as strong as, say, 2020, but it is definitely stronger than, say, Cold War. So I'd have to give it, I'd say, an 8 out of 10. Next time we're going to look at the final game in the entire series, Supreme Ruler Ultimate, so look forward to that, and of course, thanks for watching.
Enjoyed that video? Well, check out my last review on GTA 5, and if you really enjoyed, leave a like and maybe even subscribe. Thanks for watching.